A big hello from me, welcome to Paul Rolls Dice, and a very happy new year. This is my first video of 2024, and I thought we'd take a look at some of the Christmas goodies that I was lucky enough to get this year. So we are diving into an unboxing of Tiny Epic Crimes, a crime-fighting noir game by Scott Orms, published by Gameling Games. Now, I love the Tiny Epic series. I'm just looking at them right now. I have about 12 of the Tiny Epic games. That's not all of them, but I am getting close to collecting them all. And I am yet to find one that I don't enjoy in some way. They are a really cool series. And this one has been on my radar ever since the Kickstarter launched. I didn't back the Kickstarter for this, unfortunately. I didn't have the funds, but we did get it for Christmas. So let's take a look at this. So, on the back, Tiny Epic Crimes. In the city of Echo Ridge, film producer Donny Moretti, the mayor's son, was murdered in his penthouse last night. The mayor wants his case closed before the press sink their teeth into it. You have 48 hours till the lid on this thing blows clean off, and then it's all out gang warfare. In Tiny Epic Crimes, players are officers of the law working to crack a murder case and thwart the mobster activity in the city. The game is won if the murderer is correctly identified when time runs out. Now, what defines a Tiny Epic game? All of the boxes have these on the back to kind of give you an explanation of what they want from their Tiny Epic games. This is medium entry. I do have games that are easy entry, hard entry. Most of them do say high strategy, low downtime, which is really good. You can throw this on the table and you can bang out a game in an hour or so. Short playtime, high replayability, that is also cool, and a small box. Tons of components. Recommended card sleeves as well. I do normally sleeve all of my games, but this is brand new, so not just yet. Right, let's open it. I have taken the cellophane off the top. First and foremost, we do have the rulebook, so we're going to move this out of the way. And again, as with all Tiny Epic games, the rulebook is full colour, reference on the back, and just tons and tons of useful information. And again, with Tiny Epic games, there's multiple ways to play. So with this game, we have a solo mode, a cooperative mode where all players take the role of a specific member of the police force. So we've got forensics, we've got detectives, but where this game shines is the competitive. I have watched a few playthroughs of this game. I'm very excited to play this, and hopefully I can get a playthrough on the channel really soon. So that's the rulebook. Anyway, we won't go into the rules. I will do a setup video hopefully as well to go with this. Let's dive into the contents. Look how packed this is in such a small box as well. So we have a very nice Tiny Epic Crimes felt bag. This is where we put some of the pieces called mobsters, some of the baddies in the game. We blind draw those, and then we place them on the Echo Ridge City. So there's that. Here we go. This is one of the cool things about this game. We have a magnifying glass. Now, you use the red light on this to find specific clues dictating to the murderer's weapon, getaway vehicle, what gang they're in, what rank of enemy they are they an underboss, are they the head honcho of the gang, that kind of stuff. So that's really cool, really solid cardboard as well, long wearing. We will be using a ton of that. Next, let's have a look at these. Now, I love dice. This channel is called Paul Rolls Dice. I roll a lot of dice, and these are bullet shaped dice. Look how cool they are. I'm really excited to get those on the table. So we give those a little roll, and this dictates certain things in the game. So we'll move the dice over there. Next, we will take a look at the pile of player tokens as well as the mobsters. So there are two gangs in this game, the blue bees and the red rhinos. So when we place mobsters on the board, we'll be using those. Each player has their own cop car and colour, and then their reference token as well. So that's a nice amount of stuff. Normally it's meeples for Tiny Epic games. Next, we have tons and tons of tokens. So we have clue tokens, we have informant tokens, we have just all sorts of things. Certain events in the game can trigger whilst you're playing this, random events that make the game more difficult, like bomb scares in the city. So there are bomb tokens. There are also icons on these. These are called, this is how much time it takes in the game. So one piece of time, or one unit of time, equates to 1 hour in the game world. And as it said on the back of the box, you have 48 hours to complete this before the case goes cold and the murderer gets away with it. So you've got to use your time sparingly in this. Now, these really cool sleeves. So we have a sleeve for the getaway vehicle, the weapon used, which is either a knife or a gun. So the getaway vehicle can be a motorbike or a car. We have forensics. Did the murderer leave footprints or fingerprints at the scene? We then have the rank of the enemy, underboss or mob boss. We also have which gang they belong to, the Red Rhinos or the Blue Beetles, and the murderer. Now this one, so when you do set up the game, you put the murderer in this in secret. Nobody gets to see this, and then throughout the game, you get to use the red light of these and the magnifying glass to figure out certain parts of the game, and you'll start building up clues slowly until the end of the game, when the 48 hours is run out or close to running out. Then you all see who's managed to see. To uncover the murderer. Right, now let's open these. So I do love these little square tiles. The Tiny Epic used similar tiles in their Tiny Epic Dungeons game, which is really good. I've got a playthrough on the channel. So we have the cop station, which goes in the middle of the board, and then the city is a massive grid. I think it's 5 by 5. We have a ton of suspect cards. Now I can show these because we're not actually playing the game right now, but this is where you would use the magnifying glass to go over certain parts to, can you see that? So this bad guy would be a member of the Blue Bees, is an underboss, left fingerprints, used a gun, escaped on a motorbike. And every game is going to be different. There are so many suspects. So the replayability is just massive. I love this system. I cannot wait to play this game. So put those there. Next, we have the force cards. Now, these are essentially special abilities in the game. The more detective work you do, the higher you rank up your detective level. And then when you hit certain thresholds, which I'll show you on the player cards later, you get to use force cards. And they give you either a one-off ability or a passive ability. So if this one, for instance, Flash Raid, as an action, spend 3 time to perform a call for backup that is automatically successful. Call for backup is a type of action in the game. Then we've got quick response. Instead of driving normally, spend 1 time to place your car on any block. So instead of spending a lot of time to drive across the city, you can just get there quickly. A K9 unit. I won't go through all the rules. I want to show you the artwork. It's very, very 1930s, 1940s noir artwork. If anyone's played a video game called LA Noir, I'm getting big vibes right now. I really want to replay that game. Desk work, calling all units. Coordination. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the glare out of the way there. Search dogs. The artwork's so nice. Radio dispatcher, chief's orders, undercover, overtime, I hope we're getting paid, confidential tip, and flash raid. So that's all of the force cards. Next, we have a pile of events. So let's have a look at these. So these can happen throughout the game to make things a little bit harder, and these are essentially side quests that you can work on together to gain rewards. You complete them, you get the benefits. If you fail them, bad things happen. So we've got jailbreak. Murder of the Bees Air, Big Deal at the Docks, Weapon Stockpile, The Boss's Orders, Public Fear. If you do want to look at these, feel free to keep pausing the video so you can read them if you are a player of the game already, or you want to see what kind of events can happen. Arsonist at Large, Crime Surge, Unsanctioned Drag Racing, nice, Blockbuster Street Scene, The Snitch, Speakeasy Bust, Motorcade, Master Thief, Time Bomb, I was talking about that one earlier, Bank Heist, and Civil Protest. Okay, so tons of events. And next, these are the city cards. So this is what builds up the city. So when we play this game, we shuffle these and we'll lay them out in a 5 by 5 grid. So the city is always going to be different every time you play it. And then you place tokens on these spaces based on the icons, place mob bosses. So that's a search token, which you can do during the daytime event. The game is split into day and night cycles. Nighttime, you can do a stakeout. These are just really, really nice. I love how the city is going to be different every time you play it. Very good. Very good. Okay, so that's the city. And finally, we have ability cards. Now, when you begin the game, you choose one of these. You get one of these randomly chosen, and this is your starting ability. Kind of like force cards, they give you a consistent buff throughout the game. So we've got Rookie Luck, we've got Street Smarts, we've got Workaholic, Motorcycle, Athletic, Wire Split, Gumshoe, and Cuff and Stuff. Okay, so that's all the cards. They are really good. Next, let's have a look at these player boards. So we do have reference cards as well. I'm not sure if these are separate or they're on the back of certain things. Let's take a look. So we've got reference cards. That's very okay. Okay, so officer reference cards. So you've got access to all of your actions. Then if you flip it over, we've got a list of suspects. So you can start crossing this off. It's encouraged to use a notepad and pen while you're playing this game to cross off certain people or certain icons. So if you've got the clue and the murderer uses a knife, you can cross off everyone with a gun, knowing it can't be them. It's essentially a game of Cluedo with extra bits, but really cool bits. So that's that. We have the time tracker, which is, there we go, you've got a day and night cycle, certain actions you can do during the day, certain actions you can only do during the night. Then when you cross one of these red lines, an event triggers. So that's those. And then we have these. So when you play cooperative, you've got 4 separate officers. It's just thematics that you can all do the same things. So there's 4. But if you play co-op, you all have certain actions you can do. So you need an analyst in your team. There's a detective. You've got a sheriff. And you have a patrol cop. So that is everything. Now, one last thing I would like to show you. This is an extra thing for the game. You don't need this, but they are really, really cool. So we're going to move these out of the way. And we have been given this pack of Tiny Epic Crimes notepads with pencils. So there's little pencils. Cool, cool, cool. You can use any paper, but these are an extra. Tiny Epic do like to bring out accessories for the games. Now, I don't own all of them, but for a few of my Tiny Epic games, I do have the accessories, the game mats and things. I do have a game mat for this. It's really big. I can't lay it out here, but I will show you a picture of the mat, which will pop up any second now. I took a photo of it earlier. But yeah, so we've got a notepad, and you flip it open. You've got your little badge there. And there are all of your details, and you use the pencil to put your name, what mode you're playing, tick off what gang they're in, what rank, what weapon, etc, etc, cross off people. And you do get a fair few, so as long as you use the pencils nicely and you can erase the stuff, you don't have to rip these out. You don't have to waste these. You can play and play and play to your heart's content. But you don't need these. These are just they're just really nice, and you do get a 4-pack of those. So we've got a grey one, green one, we've got a tan one, and we have a purple one. There we go, and that's the back of it there. So that is Tiny Epic Crimes. My friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment on the video if you're interested in watching me play this, or if you own the game as well. I'd love to know if other people have got this game, because it's looking superb and I can't wait to play it. So pals, have an awesome one. I'll see you in the next video.